at the same time, this is last year, and the NBA's last year. Now he's hunted. He was not. I don't think he was hunted a great deal last year. Now he's going to be hunted. He's going to be double teamed. He's got a lot of attention. On the last 7 games, people switched every ball screen because he could shoot. He's in the Oregon game. He was not a huge factor in the Oregon game. Huge factor in the Louisville game. There were games he was huge in, and there was games that DJ playing the 5-man while it was one of the reasons we were pretty good. So there's a whole each year they're going to get their best player, and they're going to have strategies for you. So he's I know he's willing to take on that challenge, and once again he's a great kid to coach, and we'll find a way to help him achieve his goals here of winning at Michigan, right? And the NBA will take care of itself.
Right down here with Steve.
John, we saw what winning the Big Ten tournament meant to your team last year.
Yeah.
They went on the run. What does that championship now mean to this team?
Oh, I don't think probably not a lot. You know what I do? We got some banners up there. Now it's all new thing. I think that, there's a story there that we all can learn from. Because we were, like I said, we were playing so well. We could make this great story about the plane incident and the whole deal, but we were playing really well in February, and we were due to do it. We had gone through the typical. I mean, there's not with 31 games. There's ups and downs in every season, and you hear every kid or coach say at the end of the season, "Oh, we had our ups and downs." Yeah, in 1976, probably Bobby Knight had no ups and downs. I think they won it all and were something in zero, right? There's going to be ups and downs, and we have to understand that. But there's not this rainbow waiting at the end. You got to earn that rainbow. You got to do that. So I don't want them to hold that back and think, all right, we'll just turn it on at the end, even though we're going to go through some stuff this year. And we're going to have to stay strong and get better and not point fingers. I'm going to have to be very positive as a coach so we can grow.
Right in the back with Andrew.
Hey, Coach. We saw John Teskey in little glimpses last year. At times he looked maybe overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Where would you say his confidence is, this year compared to last year? Is there a difference?
Well, his confidence was not great last year, obviously, and he has much improved in that area. He's not walking out there, as Swaggy John right now. I'm telling you that. He's going out there but he's much better. He can shoot the ball. He gets a hook shot. He's still reacting a little bit slowly to some of the stuff that he has to do as far as being quicker off his feet and using that 7-1. But very skilled player, and he needs that. He and Austin are very similar, and they're very comfortable being comfortable. We want them to be uncomfortable, right? Be comfortable being uncomfortable, and just continue to just play it. We got 3 of them. Play as hard as you can. Right? You don't have to. It's not high school anymore where the coach is saying, "Don't get in foul trouble. Save yourself." You got to go out and do everything, and they're not doing like, "Heck, I'm not working hard today." No, they don't know yet how to play really, really hard, and that's our job to teach that in practice and in games.
Over on your right with George.
What are some of the adjustments that Simmons has to make coming from the role he had in the major to?
Oh boy, I think first of all, I think they play a different they're playing man-to-man. It's a very good man-to-man at Ohio U, but some of the principles are different. So he's trying to learn some of those type of principles. I think and mid-major, the MAC is a pretty strong league, as you know. But maybe the length and the size of people a little bit is something he's adjusting to. And I'm talking about people in the gaps and the whole idea. And it might just be 1 inch or 2 inches, but it doesn't really make a difference. Whether the center is 6'8" or 6'9" or 6'10" or 11, or the wing is 6'6" or 6'7". So he just keeps working at it every day, and he's right in the hunt right now. But none of those guards came in and said, "Okay, I'm the guy," and they've just won the job. And maybe it's because they're playing so hard against each other, really. I mean, there is a war going on out there every day, and it's really good.
Brendan.
Last year, for the most part, it was injury-free, set
Yeah.
rotation that
Yeah.
never really changed. Do you expect this year, more different starting lineups, things like that, a lot more kind of separation?
Well, we're hoping that the injury bug has stayed away. It was more normal for many years of my coaching career not to have any injuries. And then all of a sudden, we went through 3 or 4 years of it that you couldn't write that script. You had 3 NBA first rounders out for the season in a row. And so last year, we were very blessed, and we need that. But there's a couple positions, we get an injury, it's going to be a long season. So we don't have that type of depth right now. So we're staying away from even talking and thinking about it.
But even beyond, potential injuries.
Oh, yeah,
You-
no, I expect
You knew
that-
Derek was gonna play 35, you knew Jack
That's
was gonna
right.
play 35,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think I think they will be throwing guys in there in the rotation. It depends on what's happening right now with film, with them watching and saying, okay, who's gonna make that adjustment now, right? You're not running that lane hard enough. You're not sprinting back on defense. You're just getting back on defense. And we say it for 21 days and they're still not doing it, then, okay, you're gonna have to sit. So we're still in that area. It's gonna be very interested in our scrimmage and our exhibition game to see what we see. We're gonna have an inter-squad scrimmage next week as well. It will come forward, and then, as we've seen in the past, in the middle of the season, we just gotta make a change, right? If somebody else starts getting better in practice.
Over here with Tom.
John, this question is not about your players, but more focused on you. 10 years now, you.
10 years.
10
11,
years.
this is number 11.
Number
So
11,
time I've been.
okay. And next to Izzo, you probably have the longest standing going on right now.
Matt Painter is a little longer.
Okay. How's this all worked out? Maybe those pleasant surprises, maybe unexpected challenges, kind of give us your evaluation.
No,
based on
it's
Beilein.
worked out. It's a bit of a, even with the, when times when we had the injuries or we didn't make the NCAA tournament. No, it's been everything I could dream of. To coach at a place like Michigan, get to the NCAA tournament, almost win it all, graduate our guys and have all these guys, drafted in the NBA, playing in the NBA. I mean, and being in Ann Arbor, I mean, it was it's been a tremendous opportunity for me to grow as a coach and to coach at the greatest university in the world. So I would give it a 10, right? I would give it a 10. I would do that. It's been incredible.
Right in the right corner with
Thank you,
Steve.
Coach.
Yes.
I think you stood there last year and said you worked on defense like 500% more in the
Uh-huh.
offseason this year. Was there anything else you focused on this time around? Maybe not to that extent.
We're right now, we're trying to do everything. And seriously, right now, we are average at everything and we're not great at anything. And I know, this is our 16th day of practice. We had some time. There's just a lot of stuff we got to continue the habits that we got to create to do what we do. And I know you probably don't think it's that complicated. It is complicated as far as just getting fundamentals so that they are unconsciously competent of playing, that they don't have to think about it. Right now, we have a lot of the old paralysis by analysis, guys thinking too much, but they got to be able to think to play basketball. College basketball pro, you got to be able to think and look at the game and make the right plays.
Right on the left here in the back, Mark.
Hey, Coach. Keeping with the theme of defense and you carrying over from your comment about Simmons coming over from the MAC, there is a perception that you have a defensive coordinator, that you had one
Yeah.
last year in Coach
Yep.
Dowling and you got one here in Coach Yak. Number one, is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say it would be accurate, that he's the voice of the defense. He's going to be the voice of the defense, and I think it makes our offense better. That I can concentrate more on the offense knowing he's that. But all the stuff that we're doing, he's going to get all the credit. But what we're also trying to do is he's got to know our players, he's got to learn our players, and that we discuss it all the time. And there's some things I'll trump, but for most of the time, he's running it.
Have things changed from last year as you transitioned from Coach Dowling to Coach Yak?
No, there's some stuff we're doing, Billy Donlin's drills and that philosophy that Luke had not done before, that he said, yeah, that's a great idea. And vice versa, there's some stuff that I wish we had done last year that now Luke's got us doing. So it's all, this whole assimilation of what Sadi, what DeAndre, what all these experiences. I think we added up today like 80 years of coaching experience between all of us. And we're going to try and use it all. But Luke is the guy that's sort of trying to put it together. Like he's in with the freshmen watching defensive clips only right now.
You you talked a little bit last year, maybe a lot last year about, as we went through the run in the tournament, I think you attribute part of that to becoming a better defensive team. Would you say part of that was adjusting to the new concepts, or do you see a similar transition going on this year?
I hope so. I hope so, because that is the thing, that with young teams, that's probably the biggest issue that you see is about defense. That there's so many things going on in defense because of the ball screen, because everybody's trying to trick everybody else, and you have 2 days to get ready for games. It's just, and it's a flow sport. There's a lot of quick thinking that goes on in basketball. And when Muhammad is out there and Dunk is out there and they're calling out to the other kids what to do, and I'm looking around, well, who else is doing that? There's only two of them that really know. And X has certainly improved. So there's a process to everything, and we got to embrace it and get better with it, and every day we're getting closer.
The right corner with Sam.
Don, you said last year when talking about Charles Matthews, how much he was adding to the scenario as far as athleticism,
Yep.
defense. His evolution from then to now, wherever you've seen his growth.
Well, he's like I said, he's really, really athletic. I mean, he can jump and he can run, he can do everything from an athletic standpoint. So now he's got to get down to the fundamentals of that guy. I told him today, if he and I were racing for 5 yards and I was in a stance and he wasn't, I'm going to beat him to 5 yards. And that's what basketball is, a 5-yard sprint. You know, those things are what he needs to do. But I just watch. He's got a tremendous attitude. He's worked so hard. It's yes sir, no sir. Just watch him as he just grows with his game. It's very similar to some other guys I think that we've seen that they have the athleticism. Now they just need to slow down and see the game differently. Let it slow down.
I know in the past you've done a really, really good job of helping guys with improving their shot efficiency.
Yep.
How about that part of it?
Now, we're really excited about that. We're really excited about that. He's probably not shooting enough from three because he's really developed that. I think in one of our shooting drills he had 60